Welcome to the ERLC Summer Update Part 1, and we have a lot to cover in this video. Considering this is only the first of 3 updates, I cannot wait to see what the developers have in store for us. Make sure to subscribe if you do enjoy this content, as it would really help out the channel, and with that, let's get straight into the update. New weapon models, UIs, animation, VFX, and a completely overhauled system. There's a lot to talk about with guns in ERLC. Starting off with the new weapon models, both on civilian and law enforcement. We'll most likely be seeing more guns updated in Part 2 and 3. The UI in the bottom right of the screen has been altered to match the rest of the frames, and personally I think it works really well. You can see each type of gun has a different idle and firing animation. As well, the heavier the weapon, the slower you're able to run with it equipped. Pretty great for roleplay. The first person point of view has changed dramatically. The hands have been made much smaller, taking up less room on your screen. Recoil has definitely been buffed, in both first and third person. Reloading animations are much more detailed, and your weapons will interact with the environment you're in, dropping casings after firing and raising the weapon when you're at a wall or door. You're also able to change the firing mode from auto to semi on larger weapons. Really useful feature. It seems the developers will be reintroducing attachments such as flashlights and lasers in a future update, possibly with an in-depth weapon customization system. I'll be uploading a separate video detailing all of the changes to the weapon system in due course, so look out for that. One of the first teasers we received for this update was the prison bus. This can be spawned on either the police or sheriff teams and is rank locked to major, not purchasable with cash. Inside there's a seating capacity of 20 plus a driver, and you're able to open the front doors for loading and unloading. I see this primarily being used for special roleplays and private servers. Very excited to check this out and recreate some of our roleplays from a while back. On the topic of buses, this isn't the only one being added in this update. The Metro Transit bus is purchasable on the Valley Transit team for a whopping $390,000. So what do you get for that price? There's 18 seats at the back, plus 1 for the driver. You can open and close the doors via this console, whilst also being able to change the route, which will show on the front-facing display. On both sides, a few ads for in-game departments, as well as an advert for a fictional law firm on the back. Both the prison and metro buses do of course have customizable liveries, so your private servers can create their own advertisements or repurpose the vehicles entirely. For the first time in years, we've received an update to the phone, this time completely remaking the entire interface. Like before, it can still be dragged around the screen and does seem to be slightly larger than the previous model. There are 7 apps on the phone right now, leaving the devs with lots of room to expand in the near future. The first one being messaging. Any player in your server is able to send you a message and vice versa. Much better than the system before. No overhead message bubbles, and you can chat with several players at the same time. Next up is 911. Simply the place to call emergency services. Pretty neat design for this app. On the taxi app, you're able to call either a limo or taxi to pick you up. Again, same system as previously. After purchasing a house, you're now able to change all of the settings via your phone, such as locking the doors, selecting colors, and even being able to see which players are inside your house. The weather app reflects on the in-game weather with a nice icon. Mafias being another feature that has moved to the phone, now able to create, manage, and view other mafias via this app. It looks really nice, and I think the devs did a great job on implementing this to the phone. Just would be a shame if police got hold of this. The last app is Businesses. This shows you a list of every store and department around the map, with a rating system you're able to use. I'm really happy with how this phone turned out, and definitely gives the developers a lot of room to add more apps, features, and settings in the future. Onto the gas depot. This part of the update not only features a remodeled building with an interior, but also a new civilian job as well. Inside the facility, there's a nice reception area, behind that a small office for your desk work, then heading out into the main part where you can find a whole lot of equipment including pipes, gauges, and an area to pull in your fuel tanker. After joining the new gas depot civ job, you'll receive a uniform and a fuel tablet. This is used to check on the fuel levels at each of the gas stations around the map. Spawning in the tanker, it had some slight updates to the rear. You can now get a supply intake and discharge, very similar to the fire department. There are pipes around the facility in which you can refuel your tanker, after which drive down to any 3 of the gas stations to fill up their underground tanks via these connections. A really interactive job which should be a lot of fun to play on, and the gas depot is going to make a great location for roleplays. Another update, another trailer has been added, this time to DOT. The Asphalt trailer unlocks at the tow operator rank and is used for the new pothole callouts. These are small parts of the road which have been worn away. Now you don't actually need the new trailer in order to respond to these calls, as there is now a placeable bucket filled with what I'm assuming is asphalt. Using the new shovel tool, fill up the hole to 100%. Once reached, the call will end and the patch will disappear over time. I'm really hoping the developers will add larger potholes, which could be great for construction scenes in private servers. Overall, nice to see DOT still getting some love. And that's not the only industrial vehicle being added to this update. We now have a front-loading garbage truck. This is substantially larger than the standard truck and comes with its own dumpster calls, spawning all around the map. Pull up, deploy the arms out front, then connect to the dumpster and raise the arms to release the rubbish into your back. Once the truck is full, head back to the drop-off site and toggle the gate. A really nice model, great for roleplays, and again does support custom liveries for your roleplay servers. One of the most requested police-related updates is pillar lights, and I'm so happy to finally see them in-game. They're only available on new vehicle models since they're built into the rear of the car, but hopefully we can see these introduced to more vehicles in the future. Additionally, you now have the option to add fading lights to your custom ELS patterns. I'm no specialist in this field, so I'm looking forward to seeing them in use in other roleplay servers. The jewelry store has been the only store occupying this building for years, and finally has another business for company. Inside the Gadget Shack, you can find a variety of phone models inspired by Apple, Samsung, and even Nokia. Not even sure if some of you will know what that is. Heading up to the counter, you're only currently able to purchase a drone, but I feel all of these phone models scattered around the store could be leading to an update where you're able to purchase different models and colors, which would be really cool. Other than a few Apple-style desks, nothing too much going on with this store, but yet again, another location to roleplay at. With this update, we have 4 vehicles which have received fictional replacements. More information in an upcoming video. The 2 on law enforcement are the Chevron Camion 2018 and the Falcon Interceptor 2019, both of which have been teased by the developers in game screenshots. I think they've taken the community feedback from the last update, as both of these models look far better than the civilian cars introduced recently. The 2 vehicles on civilian are the Falcon Stallion 350 and the Chevron Camion 2018. The spoiler and dynamic turn signals on the Mustang just look incredible. Very happy with how these turned out. The bus stops have all been replaced, featuring even more glass than before. I think they look good, to be honest, not too much to say about it, but there's space for advertisements, which could be a great customization option for roleplay servers in the future. And that is all of the large-ish features that we'll cover in this video. If I did miss anything, please do drop a comment below, and if you've enjoyed, make sure to subscribe to this channel for a whole bunch of content coming out over the next few days. And with that, I'll see you next weekend for part 2.